Hello, this is Coleman with CarpFishingGeorgia.com. In our first video, we showed you how to tie a simple hair rig, which is a very effective rig for carp for a lot of reasons. Now I'm going to show you how to bait the hair rig. You're going to need two things. If you're using corn, of course, you're going to need your bait, and you're going to need a very small knitting needle. You can buy a special baiting needle, but I simply like to use a knitting needle. Now, you're going to have your corn laid out on the table. We'll just take this knitting needle, and what we'll do is we'll go along and we will stick about 5 grains of corn onto the knitting needle. Okay, that last one is eluding me there. Now here's the corn on my knitting needle. So what I'm going to do with my hair rig that you saw us tie in the previous video, simply going to hook the knitting needle onto the line like so. This is a very small knitting needle, and I need a larger one. So now we have the knitting needle hooked into the hair. So we simply use our fingers and slide the bait off onto the hair. Now I want to make sure that I don't lose this loop, so what I'll do is I will run my needle through the loop. Now there are a lot of ways. You have to put something in the end of the loop to keep the bait from slipping off. In this case, I'm just simply going to use a toothpick because they're cheap, and for the purposes of, they make commercial plastic bait stops. You can use a stick, you can use a piece of stiff mono, you can use a lot of things as a bait stop, but in this case I'm simply going to use a piece of a toothpick, and I will bring it over to about the width of the corn. Break off, it slipped out there, but let's see if we can work it back in. Now I'm going to push my corn up snug against my toothpick, and there I have a baited hair rig. Now what happens is when the carp picks up the bait and mouths it, of course there's no hook in there, and then when he finally brings the hook into his mouth, you get a good corner hook in the mouth usually. If he tries to spit it out or run with it, there's nothing interfering with the hook itself. So that's the basic hair rig, and you would have that attached to a swivel maybe 12 or 18 inches above a slip sinker, so that this can just bobble around on the bottom and in the current, and hopefully when you do get a hit, you'll hook a carp. This is Hal Coleman. Thanks for watching this episode of CarpFishingGeorgia.com.